The quest to try and win another La Liga.
Barcelona have started perfect.
Yeah, they were the team that was struggling.
This was the team that we were talking about in crisis before.
This is not meant to be how the season started.
No.
Barcelona, pretty shambolic transfer window in the summer. Players going, players coming in, chasing everybody that was almost breathing to try and get them into play, offering crazy money. Meanwhile, the calm waters over at the Bernabeu, everything was fine. Yeah, they let Morato go, but all the key players that Zidane wanted to stay stayed. And this was a full team out. You know, that midfield three that operated so well, Modric, Kroos, Casemiro was there, Ronaldo played, Bale played again after getting a great goal at the weekend, and Isco played.
Yep.
Asensio comes off the bench. So this was the full boona for Real.
This is the thing, this is the starting 11 everyone wants to see, and yet you're in a situation where, going into this clash, Real Madrid had scored in their last 73 matches, yet couldn't hit the back of the net today.
Correct, and they weren't near as clinical as they normally are. You add in the fact that you have a goalkeeper in Adán for Betis that made some phenomenal saves. The save he made on Bale's back flick, it was perfectly executed, had plenty of pace. He was only about 8 yards out, and he still saves it. You know, you run into days like this. The problem is, without winning it in 3 games now for Real Madrid in La Liga, that becomes an issue. It starts getting in your heads. The good news is you have a team that can score goals and normally will score goals. And defensively, they look sound. I agree with you. I think Ramos just let a player drift off his shoulder.
But the bad news is that you're in La Liga with a 100% record. They're already 7 points clear.
It's not over.
I didn't say it was over, did I? I didn't say it.
I know you didn't say it, but I'm preempting what I know is coming. And look, this will not continue for Real Madrid. I'm almost sure of that. But it is a test of Zidane, who has come through everything so far with flying colours in the last couple of years. But this is a test. And maybe Barcelona are going to have that little wobble. We'll see. Because, you know, let's be honest, a certain individual has carried them particularly well. That being said, Betis had other chances in this game, by the way. I know they didn't have as many as Real Madrid. Of course, they had the bulk of the chances. The keeper was fantastic. But Real Betis had 2 or 3 very good chances, particularly early on, to have taken the lead. So there wasn't like one chance, one goal. There was a little bit more to it than that.
The question over Zidane is really whether... does he really believe in himself? Because everything has gone so smoothly. It's not until things get tough you actually find out who you are. Because he's doing nothing wrong for me tactics-wise, or the teams he's picking. The players on the field haven't taken the chances. There's nothing he can do about that. But will he panic and start questioning himself? That's the
Who's copping the blame for this?
The one thing
Bale. Bale? Am I going to be reading? Are we going to? Well, you'll be reading. You read a bit of Spanish, only a little bit. Will Gareth Bale tomorrow be in the headlines?
No,
it's all Bale's fault.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo. If you look at the chances that he had in this game, he had a number of clear-cut chances that, obviously, in the past he would have scored without any problem.
So the Madrid papers will go for Ronaldo tomorrow. You think?
I think what we also didn't see is we didn't see a lot of play through the middle, especially near the end of the game. All the balls were coming from crosses. There wasn't that interplay that you normally see when a Benzema or a real center forward with a 3 up high, you have. So you're going to see the 4-4-2 or something like it go, and you'll see a third forward back up there with them.
Gab, what's going wrong, do you think? We welcome Gab Marcotti to the show. You look at it, remember Gerard Piqué, after that hiding that Barcelona received in the Spanish Super Cup, says the first time in years that you feel that Barca are inferior to Madrid, yet they've been completely contrasting starts to the season.
Look, and some people get angry when I say this, but I care about performance more than results at this point, because over time performance brings you results, and there's something called variance here. Fact of the matter is, Quique Setién, the Betis manager, last season when he was at Las Palmas, Real Madrid dropped 4 points against him. There was no Benzema, who in games like this can certainly help and be a difference. But ultimately, Real Madrid created a bazillion chances and they failed to convert. And sometimes that happens. You worry, I think, when you're not converting, when you're not creating chances, and when you're conceding at the back. They ran into a goalkeeper who stood in his head on the night, and Antonio Dan, who of course maybe has an old grudge against Real Madrid as well, going back to the Mourinho era, and they conceded a goal on an individual error late on. I think it's as simple as that, and it would be dangerous for Zidane to read too much into this. You know, he's been involved in more than 1,000 matches in his career as a player and as a manager. I'm pretty sure he's seen this before.
Here's the concern, though, as we mentioned before, if you're a Real Madrid fan, is the fact that you're seven points behind. And I know people will say, well, it's only 5 matches in, but it is 5 matches in, and already you're 7 points behind in a league that, let's face it, doesn't give you a lot of second lives if you're Barcelona or Real Madrid.
Fans do not want to hear, and certainly upstairs in the boardroom, do not want to hear, well, but we're playing really well. It's just the results are not coming. Not when they're turning around and looking at the table and Barcelona are 7 points ahead of you. That's just not cutting it. But Gab's right, and I said it earlier, this is now down to Zidane. Because the players will still produce, or try and produce the performances that they have done, although they haven't got results. But will he start changing it? Because if he does start changing it, then they could be in trouble.
How big does the gap have to be before you'll start contemplating calling it over?
If we started the season, right, and somebody said, I'll tell you what, by the way, if Real Madrid called Barcelona up and said, oh, by the way, we're going to give you 7 points here to start, they would be absolutely laughing their socks off. They'd be like, you know what, come in, see if you can catch us now.
All right.
The only reason that we're not having this conversation about how bad Real Madrid's start is because they've got so much money in the bank over the last couple of years. Had this been Barcelona like we expected,
yes,
then we'd have been sitting here talking about the coach possibly just in the door, maybe going out the door, because he's under pressure early on, but Messi's performed for him. And at the moment, the big boys so far, whilst, as Gab said, they've played all right, they haven't produced the goods in a time of need. And if the crowd and the papers do get on Ronaldo's back, that's going to be interesting.